This is the basics video. We're just talking about some really basic things here. So I got Netflix pulled up and we're gonna look at wicks, basically candlesticks and wicks and how important they are. So a lot of people beginning, they get really anxious about the basics of candlesticks. They think line charts are way better when in reality they're not. And I remember when I first started looking at line charts, I was like, oh yeah, that's the way to go. And looking at candles, I was so confused that I tried to read things based off of line charts, and it's not the way to go. I mean, maybe with investing you could do it, but if you're trading or even swing trading, to be honest with you, candle charts are the way to go. So basically every candle represents 1 minute or 5 minutes or whatever you have it set to, so it all depends. Like the 5 minute, there's a 1 day, this is a big view, this is over a year's time. Let's go scroll on over here, man. Okay, so yeah, it's been pretty downward since it gapped up. Netflix, we're looking at Netflix right now, but back to the 1 minute chart really quick. So it's important to understand what you're looking at. I like to look at the 1 minute chart when I'm trading, but a lot of people think when they look at the candle, once they learn what it is, the middle is what's important. But yeah, if it's green, okay, let's understand like the basics of what it is. But it's these wicks that traders really look at. And you see here in the morning, there's a red candle, so that meant it opened at the top of this candle here. So you can kind of see, and then if it's red, that means it opened the top, and then it closed right here. But before it closed, so let's say it's 30 seconds in, it dropped below this close and it went here, and then it closed at 1 minute 0.00 seconds right here, and then it opened the next candle right here, so it gapped up. So what that's telling me as a trader, that it's popping and then coming back down, and right here, what that's telling me is there's a ladder, and that ladder is in the active trader here, right here. There's a bunch of prices. I mean, it's empty right now because there's no trading going on. Anyways, but that means there's a bunch of limit orders right here, meaning big guys that are buying right here. You can see the volume spiking. You can see the volume spiking, and they're keeping the price steady right about 348.90 range. Price eventually rebounds, and there's no sellers up here because it keeps popping up this way. Goes up, and then they find sellers here at the 552 range, 552.35, and so that's what wicks mean. And then what really is a big signal to traders is the green going up gradually, but then the wick here. So this is a really obvious one that you should really pay attention to. This is consolidation, so like a brick of candles that are all at the same, very most, I guess, common price, brick, I guess you can call it, this is brick basically. But then when it breaks that brick, so it gets below 554, and there's a wick right here, so that means there's a bunch of limit orders. That means the market is like, no, this is too cheap, and they buy it up, and it closes right here. So it gradually goes up, and generally most people would buy right here. I mean, the very basic course or the very basic knowledge of trading would say, oh, buy the wick, but that's not what you should do. This red candle should tell you a lot. Anyways, so going back to this, you see the wick, and then let's go over here. The key thing is you see the red right here. There's a rebound, and then the day is pretty red for the most part. But a really key thing to look at when you're looking at candle charts is wicks, like I said, and price levels. So you see at this 355 mark, 355 at 1, 2, 3, 4, and I guess you can say more than 4 different spots. This Netflix has tapped, rebound, wicked, that is like a clear, especially right here. That's a clear. Look, imagine this is all gone. Imagine like you're just saying grain, grain, grain.